And welcome to And Here's Modi. We are back, the three of us.
Hi, everyone.
Hi. Hi, Periel, Leo. This is airing, even though we're recording this a little bit off time, but this is airing.
You always do that. I never have an answer for you.
And
We have like 4 episodes in the can, so I
Yeah,
can't exactly tell
thank
you
God.
when this
Right
is coming
now,
out.
when this is airing, Leo and I are full deep in touring.
Yes.
We are, we have, we've been to Zurich, we've been to London, we've been to everywhere, and
Let's not get ahead of ourselves.
Yeah.
We're now speaking in future tense.
Right. There's no
Okay.
need to. Okay.
So it's like
We're
a
here.
message in the bottle to the past as we record this.
Message in a bottle.
Periel looks like she has something to say.
Go ahead.
I have a question.
Go ahead,
I
go
know
for
I
it.
know that we started to discuss, and I didn't get the full take, that you guys started to watch the Menendez Brothers.
Yes.
And I have some really strong feelings about it. And I asked Leo about it, and he said that he was really too young, that he didn't really remember like that being like a craze.
Well,
right?
what year did that happen again? It was
93, 94.
Okay, so I was.
I
1
remembered
year
all
old.
of it, but you know, like
Did you?
what?
If it was in '93, I was 1 year. I was 1 year
Years
old. Let's look it up.
I was it was like that was like it was like the O.J. Simpson. Just every night they gave you a
Yeah.
little bit more what's happening, just a
Yeah.
little more, a little more, a little more. But like I don't remember. I didn't like clock it, and then
Me neither.
all of a sudden you get it. It's like Chernobyl.
1989. I wasn't even born.
It was like Chernobyl, you know, we saw it every night on news, and then like until they do a documentary about it 20 years later or
Right.
30 years later, you don't remember anything about it.
So I feel like all of these people who are talking about Israel, who until like a year ago didn't know jack shit about Israel, who have suddenly become like experts. That's how I feel now about the Menendez Brothers after watching like like a Ryan Murphy television show and
Yeah.
a documentary.
Well, I think like Kim Kardashian, who is an advocate for all sorts of wrongfully convicted
Yeah.
people, has made a statement since the show come out that she wants them to reopen the case.
And I have to say, I am in full agreement with Kim Kardashian.
Absolutely. I think it would make amazing television again to revisit the Menendez Brothers, but bring them back. And
They should retrial them, but if they get out, they have to be featured on a season of Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
absolutely. And back to that the hair club for men. The hair club for men. I forgot about all that.
They
Wait.
heavily feature a hair system. Like one of the brothers has like a
Yeah,
clip-on
yeah,
hair.
yeah.
Yeah, well, you didn't grow up with those hair club commercials.
No.
When the guy comes on,
I'm not only a member, I know that.
right.
Do it.
I'm also the president. I'm not just a member. I'm also the president. So, the Menendez Brothers, we got to the point where they were just talking about being diddled,
Yeah.
and so the crazy lawyer who was coming in, which is making us think maybe we should revisit when that crazy lawyer came on.
Yeah.
Like I remember, I don't remember the specifics of it. It was just like that was on the news every night.
I don't remember the specifics of it either, but I just watched both of these shows, and these two brothers were like sexually abused
It's
and
also
tortured.
important to know this is through the lens of Ryan Murphy, so I don't know exactly how trustworthy or how much weight
That's how
we
I
should
get
be.
all of my that's how I know how Versace was murdered. That's how I know a lot of things. Ryan Murphy brings us back, and he does a great job at it.
Ryan
how-
Murphy, if you're listening, we'd love to have you on the show.
Yes.
That's how everybody on TikTok learns about the Middle East too. So no, but I also I also watched the documentary.
Okay, we haven't watched the documentary.
Okay. I would like everybody to please write in who listens to our show and tell me if you think
info@modilive.com, or you can submit a DM at our new Instagram handle, AHM_podcast. You can go follow that. We're going to be posting clips directly to there, some special content. You can DM us there.
Please
Another
tell
channel
me.
for you to
yeah, I want
soak
to
us all in.
I
Get
want
more
to
FaceTime with
know
us.
if you think that they should be released or not.
So
I
let's
feel-
ask it. Let's ask
yeah.
it and we'll post as a poll. Why don't you ask?
Do you think that do you think that the Menendez brother do you think that the Menendez
Go again.
Do you think that the Menendez brothers should be let out of jail?
Let us know your thoughts. At our last episode, I had some questions written down in my notes app.
Go for it.
Nothing too groundbreaking since then. One thing I did write down, though, and this is a genuine question, is blowing your nose in your hands in the shower a guy thing? Or does everyone do that?
I mean, I don't want to say it's a guy thing, but I certainly don't do it. Is it
You don't
disgusting?
blow? Do you blow your nose when you're in the shower? Do
It's
you
not
get
disgusting.
Do you blow your nose in the shower? You never blow your nose in the shower.
I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't I don't think make like a thing of it. It's
You know, it's like a nice, you're in there. It's like a nice steamy hot shower, and then your nose is kind of like a little bit anyway. You
Do
just
blow
kind
your
of like
nose in the pool?
No.
Ew, no, I'm not an
that's
animal.
disgusting.
This is going down the drain.
I-
Do you blow your nose in the shower?
Almost every time.
Thank you.
I prefer-
in the morning.
Okay, so it's a guy thing.
So is it a
It's a
guy?
guy
Let's
thing.
ask that. Is blowing your nose in the shower a guy thing? If you're a female who blows your nose in the shower, call me. Is that gross?
Yes,
It's not gross.
it is gross.
It's completely okay.
Blowing your nose in your hands is disgusting.
I also sometimes pee in the shower, if we're being honest.
That's different.
Oh, now we have an agreement. So have you peed in the shower before?
Yeah, of course, but I don't stick
Oh,
my hands into the stream of urine. I mean, I'm not like peeing in my hands.
To me, urine is more gross than snot that's coming out of. Actually,
Okay.
that's a good question.
Hope everybody had a great Yom Kippur and a Happy New Year, and your Sukkot was great, and yeah.
Not only does Modi blow his nose in the shower, he blows his nose in the steam room at Equinox. He grabs one of those eucalyptus towels and he goes to town on that thing. And it clears out the steam room, makes more room for me.
Yes.
That's okay though, because that has like a
That's like-
function, like you're
No, but-
clearing out the steam room.
I don't
And
do
his
disgust-
sinuses.
Yeah, I don't do disgustingly. I do it very, no, I don't on that. I don't on that.
When I used to smoke cigarettes, I would sit down on public benches, and that would clear out the public benches.
With a
So I'd- Yeah,
cigarette.
so I would just sit down and
With
smoke.
cigarette.
Something happened today on the way to the podcast studio.
What?
That we passed by. We were walking in the Lower East Side, and we passed by this amazing, like old school, a million years ago little store that said Vintage Dior on sale. And suddenly, this woman came running out of the store and pretty much attacked Modi.
Yes.
Yeah.
And she said, "You have to answer your phone, your DMs, and I need tickets to your show."
For free, she said.
For free.
For free.
She's like, "When's your next show in New York?" And we said, "The Beacon." Well, I'm at the Beacon. I don't have tickets for that, and it's in December. I don't know where I'm gonna be, and by the time I get there, it'll be sold out. So I'm like, "And what can I do for you right now?"
She wanted a private show on the sidewalk.
She was on Orchard Street, between Grand and between Grand and Broome. It's a store that her family has owned since 1924.
Amazing.
The store is the size of this desk, and she is selling vintage Dior
And just lingerie.
and lingerie.
And
She's
I
been there
said-
forever.
I was so taken aback. I was like, "Hi, Miriam. I'm Periel. Nice to meet you." And she said, "Hi." And she took my hand and she started shaking it and twirling it around. It
Yeah,
was
like you were
insane.
playing jump rope.
Yeah.
And she said, "Hi, I'm Miriam." And I said, "That's usually a better way to start a conversation."
Yeah, she came in hot.
She came in
came
very hot.
But do you remember that time on Orchard we went into a different schmata store that was also run by a member of the tribe?
The chassid guy, when you wanted to buy a corset.
Yeah, remember I got fitted for a corset by a chassid?
Stop
For
it.
Halloween. Yeah,
And
there's a
he
corset
did
store.
not bat an eye. One Halloween I wore a corset. I don't know what for
He
what.
has had many gays walk in
And
there.
he was like, he eyeballed me, knew my size right away, put it on me, and zipped me up into it.
It's on Orchard between
He's still there.
between Rivington and Stanton. It's a store that's been there for probably way over 80 years.
Yeah, I think
And
almost like
they sell
100 years.
corsets. And his big thing is that he sold Lady Gaga her corsets. And he's a chassid. He's sitting there with the white shirt, the vest, he's a ger
We should go to
chassid.
him.
So
We'll go to him.
he's a ger chassid. So the
A who?
a ger chassid. That's a Polish chassidim, and he has those the knickers with the black socks.
Okay.
And so he's got to pay us, and we walked in there, and I right away speak to him in Yiddish, and I said he wants a corset, and he looks at Leo, goes, turn around, and he goes,
Not the
number
first time I've heard that.
number 7. He gives Leo a
I'm
black
a plus
corset,
size woman.
and he gave Leo a corset, and then and Leo and walks, and then he says to him in Yiddish, come here, come here, come here, come here. He walks, he goes, perfect for you. Then we paid for it, and I was like, I was going to negotiate with him. I was going to, he said $79, and I said to him in Yiddish, I go, what if I do it in cash? He goes, then it's $79.
Oh my.
Yeah, and he sits there all day, and he does corsets.
I love that he didn't bat an eye.
He did not bat an eye.
He
Did
didn't
not care.
He's had many gays walk in there asking for corsets.
That actually
It's
really.
for Halloween, by the way. This isn't just for him sitting around the house with a corset.
Or is it?
Yeah, no. Well, you threw it away after that night.
I barely
because-
made through. I got into the door of like this. I don't even know how to describe that Halloween party. And it was like, you have to come in a look or else we're
Right.
not letting you in. So I came in a look, honey. I was in a corset and like fishnets.
Yeah,
Maybe
and
this is too much.
Were you in full drag?
No.
No.
It was like guy drag. I was
Oh,
like,
that's
it was like-
cute.
I was muscles out, arms out, but like in a corset.
Cute.
And then but it was
and
so
then I got in and
uncomfortable
took it off.
to throw it right out. It was so uncomfortable.
But you're
it
telling
looked
me like
great.
I don't know that.
You've worn corsets?
I mean, they're in like some dresses. Yeah, sure.
Do you wear
can't-
Spanx?
Sometimes. Depends what I'm. Yeah, I mean.
I get a lot of ads now for men's shapewear.
I don't think you
why?
need men's shapewear.
I think it's because I bought it's called Leo, by the way.
Oh
And
my
then
God.
I bought their underwear because the band of the underwear says Leo.
That's
Oh,
cute.
So I like
Cute.
when it peeks out of my pants and it says my name.
I
Uh-huh.
love
Because it looks
that.
like, because then you're like, do all his pants, does all his underwear say
It's
Leo?
very Dave Chappelle of you.
So I bought one thing and apparently that's like their side project is the underwear. Their main thing is like legit girdles for like men. And I was like, do people wear that?
I guess so. Well, they have ads like we know when the guy just says blubber having it all over the place. It organizes all the blubber.
It
so it's
organizes the
Organize
blubber.
your blubber.
Yeah, organizeyourblubber.com.
Speaking of .com,
Yes.
We're sponsored by.
We are sponsored by A&H Provisions. Kosher, glatt kosher meats that are on the next level. So delicious. And you guys have been supporting it. I see that you've been using the MODI, M-O-D-I code for your first purchase, getting 30% off. And their website is kosherdogs.net. Best hot dogs in the world, and their friends and family and Seth, and it's just, they're great. Contact them, go to their website, get some provisions from them. And Whites in Luxembourg, the law firm that not only does well, they do good. Super philanthropic. Our friend Arthur Luxembourg, friend of the podcast, been on the podcast. And of course, Randy, his wife, who listens to the podcast and tells him what we talk about.
And it's whiteslux.com.
yeah, apparently you've been saying it wrong.
No, we haven't. We've been saying it very right. And
okay.
and that's our sponsors, which are great. And what else?
I'm curious to see what you have like rattling around in your brain because it's your podcast.
It's my podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know.
But when we get carried away, you seem a little.
No, I'm so interested.
Similar.
I feel like I'm a guest at my own podcast.
We fully commandeered the ship here.
Yeah. No, I
No, it's because we hung out with Periel this afternoon, for
we've
3
really been
hours.
podcasting
We have,
all
we have
day.
nothing left to
We
talk
bought-
about.
You're not allowed to talk to us anymore unless there's a mic
we
connected.
bought lulav and esrog today.
Yes.
The palm branch and
He says it with a question mark.
and
at
the
end.
citron for the holiday of Sukkot. And it was your first time buying one.
I was
And they sell it every year. They sell it on Essex and Canal. There's usually 3 or 4 guys there. Today was only 1. And it's a tradition that I've just been always buying there.
You told me that we were late to the game.
Yeah, usually you buy it like the day after. Like Sunday would have been the right day to buy it. Like the day after Yom Kippur.
It was a shocking experience on numerous levels.
Why?
for
Because you
me.
paid $100
For a
for 2
lemon?
lemons
Yeah.
and a piece of buckwheat.
First of all, it's not a lemon. It's a citron. And
It's a
it's-
lemon.
It has to have the right thing, the pitom, the little thing on top of it.
Whatever floats your boat, honey.
But what is it? What is, first of all, pitom in Hebrew means like suddenly.
All of a sudden, yeah.
Is that what that thing is?
That's what it's called, yes. But
why does it have to have it?
Okay, that's what makes it kosher. That's what makes it a kosher citron, and you make a blessing with it during the holiday of Sukkot.
Okay.
It's very, very it's again spiritual. There's 4 spices that come together. Mm-hmm. It's also, there's like a million explanations for it.
I don't know any of this.
The 4 Yud K Vav K. There's the whole, there's the little bands. You can put 4 bands on it. Everybody has their own tradition, but as long as you're doing it, and I have to shake it. You have to shake it every day.
So the other thing I wrote down was, do you guys trust poke bowl places?
No.
Let's discuss this, because I love sushi. I could eat sushi every day. I love it. I love raw sashimi. Give it to me. Yum. Something ungodly about a poke bowl place. Why is it in a vat and it's already chopped up?
I agree with the first part
of
what you said.
Ingredients, different presentation. I'm totally repulsed by it.
It's not the same ingredients.
I think
the grade
tuna
of the food.
You think it's not the same grade fish?
How could it be? Like sushi, good sushi.
But that's what they're claiming that it is in there. Like when you go to when you see these poke bowl places.
I think that shit was frozen.
I just feel like several people I know have told me, oh, I have food poisoning. I'm like, do you think you know where you got it? And they're like, well, I did eat at a poke bowl place. I'm like, pretty sure.
Oh, that's right. Yeah. People told us that. I forgot. Who told us this?
A few people, like more than one. That's why I wrote it down.
What would have to happen before I ate a poke bowl?
No, but it's weird because to me, those are all things that I love. Rice, fish, soy sauce, all those flavors.
It's served like in a way like something you'd give a refugee.
Right.
It's disgusting.
You've taken the romance out of sushi.
Disgusting.
Because you've bastardized sushi and now you've thrown it in this slot bowl in front of me like I'm a cat at a fish market.
That's right. Now, will you eat any sushi?
No.
You'll go for omakase and you'll let them give you anything you want?
I would go for omakase and I would probably eat.
Even that unami stuff?
Oh, the sea urchin?
Oh.
I'll eat that.
Oh.
It's good.
No.
Yum, salty and good.
Best, by the way, some of the best sushi is from high-end kosher caterers.
It was so obvious that he was going to say that.
Sushi's a part of every Jewish event now. Everywhere you go, there's a sushi bar and all that. A good kosher caterer gets the best sushi, and the Mexican guy that cuts it up, and it's dressed like he's Japanese.
Nothing says sushi like being cut by a Mexican guy.
Yeah, but he's dressed like he's Japanese.
Oh, okay.
So that makes it okay.
And so then it's some of the best sushi. What else should we talk about that's really, really good? I had I had this epiphany that that the Jews are the chosen people, and we've always said that we call ourselves the choosing people. But
that's your joke.
It's my joke, but it's what?
It just, I don't know if it translated well how you just phrased it. Your joke is that you're the choosing people, and you
not
pick
the
and
chosen
choose.
people. I think amongst ourselves, the Jews, we are the choosing people. One does this, one does that. He doesn't do this. He does do that. He eats this. He won't eat that. On this holiday, he does that. That one. But I think what we were the chosen people for, because it says in the Bible that we were the chosen people, it was to do comedy. Don't you think so?
I love that. Yes, I do think so.
Because comedy is relief and healing. And that's what it says we were there to do. And so, which is also medicine, which is also education and culture. Wow. That's why you see on all the buildings that have something to do with medicine, something to do with culture, museums, the Guggenheim, for God's sakes, and something to do with healing, hospitals, and all that, and education. There's just Jewish names everywhere. And that's one of the things.
That's beautiful. You let me talk about blowing my nose in the shower and sushi bowl places, and you had that in your head?
I had that in my head. No, I was just trying to see when I was going to pop it in. I just figured I didn't want to. It has to be an opening to the whole thing. I just can't just pop in on that.
Well, I was sitting here going through my notes app, being like, "What's rattling around the old
What's that
noggin
little
over
thing
here?"
you brought to the house? That black deck of cards?
Oh, I should have
you
brought
should
it.
have brought those. Those were good.
I bought a deck of cards called "How Deep Will You Go?"
Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
It's
Guy
a,
asks me that
a
sometimes.
How did?
it's a card game that just asks you questions. One thing I wrote down in my notes app, I says I want to. I guess this is a fitness goal of mine.
Yeah.
I want to be so jacked that I can catcall straight men without fear of hate crime.
You want to be so jacked that you can.
Like when a hot guy walks by, I want to be like, "Damn," and then just have them not be able to do anything
you
about
don't even
it.
need to be straight guys are so.
I want to be like, I want to catcall
Now
straight guys.
they're so into like giving each other compliments. Yo, you're looking good, big. That it's like it's
Oh,
not
really?
gay
You
anymore.
in
Yeah,
the gym, bro?
yeah, you're in the gym, bro. You're getting big, getting big. I was stuck in. I was taking a schwitz, taking a steam in the Equinox.
Blowing your nose as one does.
I don't blow that nose that much in there, and I was. It's like 20 minutes. I just want quiet. I breathe. I'm so happy. And there's these two finance bros walk in, and are talking in podcast voice. You know,
is
like
cadence that
the
these
cadence
kids
that
are
kids like.
speaking in.
I don't think we speak in podcast.
No,
voices.
but it's
I
like
don't.
it's on TikTok and stuff. It's like, well, you know, you got to do this. It's like this. I don't know how to describe
It's
it.
a
It's
cadence,
like
and they were like talking about
dialect.
their jobs. They've been like 3 or 4 years in finance, and they're talking about one worked at J.P. Morgan, and he worked at J.P. Morgan, and they both left to different places. And but the fact that they were speaking in full voice in the steam room, where the vibrations against the tile were like everybody was in their conversation. I was actually interested because I got to hear like what their worlds are, how this
What it's like being a
he works from
20-something in
home as long
finance.
as he gets his goals. He doesn't do this, but JP
KPIs.
Morgan was good for that, and this is not good for this, and it was like a world that I have nothing to do with anymore. And you know, just to listen to it, but the chutzpah, the audacity
Did
for
you
them.
shush them?
I didn't shush them because I was interested in the conversation.
Okay.
And they were in like full that podcast voice. So what I'm thinking is where but it's like so it's not conversational anymore. It's they speak in sound bites.
I'm just
I'm gonna something I registered yesterday. We were at Pastis, and I'm standing there at the urinal, and a guy pops over to the urinal next to me, and all of a sudden, you know, I'm focused, I'm doing my thing, and then I see like a soft glow of a screen, and this guy is standing there peeing with one hand and scrolling on his phone in the other,
Ew.
and I'm like, I will fully admit that I am addicted to my phone. It's not out while I'm peeing. And then also about the steam room, the kids are bringing their iPhones into the steam
Yes.
room. I am capable of putting my phone in my locker for 15 minutes and going into the steam room. These kids are taking calls in the steam room. They're on their phone, not doing anything productive. They're just scrolling on Instagram. Like,
I saw this one kid. He brought his phone and he put it in a towel. So he was checking his phone like with like fervor. And then like he put it away, and then his watch did something.
Oh yeah,
His little Apple Watch or
That's
something.
why I
so
won't get
so
one.
he got a little bit busy in that, and then something was so busy in that he went back to the phone. I was just watching this. I felt bad for him. I
Yeah.
felt
It's an addiction.
Yeah.
I felt so bad for him. I once saw a guy use a vape
Oh, that's
in
bad.
the steam room, and I was looking at him. He goes, yeah, I'm really addicted. He looked at me and goes, yeah, I'm really addicted.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Those things are terrible.
Here's
Those
something
vape
else that's
things.
kind of horrible. We are taping today in a new studio. We're trying out a new studio, and I feel like the people that are like trying us out are like, I hope they never come back. This is probably the worst podcast I've ever heard. These three came with nothing to talk about.
We usually have guests.
We have guests that are amazing.
Sometimes we don't have guests.
We usually
have what to talk about.
What do you mean? Why? I don't understand why you guys are doing that. I don't think that's true. I think we have a lot to talk about.
Do you know what I
and
feel like? Usually,
we took pictures today.
oh my God, that's right. That was so cute. Listen, everybody, we have a dedicated Instagram page for this podcast. That's how great it's been doing. And we did a photo shoot today. We did not hire a $1,700 photographer. We went to a photo booth on Orchard Street that
It's
has
called Old Friend Photo Booth.
that old friend photo booth that has a line that's usually around the block of people going in to take a picture in this photo booth. And I've walked by this line a million times saying, this is a line I will never in my life be on.
And when did you find out that that was not going to be the case?
And then Leo said, tomorrow we're going to, when Leo does here's the run of show for tomorrow for me.
Yeah, usually around 8:30 p.m. I go, okay, so this is what your day looks like tomorrow.
And he gives me all the waking up. You have a Zoom call at this, 11:30 that, 12:30 you're going to be on this call. I'm going to be on that call. You're free to go to the gym at that time, and da-da-da. And when he's with me, we're
Make me
going
sound
to,
like a
we're
dictator.
meeting Periel at the photo booth on Orchard. I said, we're doing what? And we went and we got photos done there in this photo booth. And
They're cute.
they're so
pictures.
cute.
They look so good. First of all, Leo had taken a picture. I saw it on his Instagram at this photo booth, and I was like, oh my God, that is the coolest picture of you. I love it. And then you said that you got some snarky comment from
Oh yeah,
somebody.
so there's this photo booth that appeared overnight on Orchard Street. I walk by it every day on my way to the gym, and there was always a line, like a really long line. And again, I'm not one for lines. Like whenever I walk by those people standing outside Katz's Deli, I'm like, you idiots. It's not that good. Like I don't wait in a line. But I was walking early in the morning, and for some reason it was open and there was no one there at all. So I just walked in. I was unshowered. I was gross. I like walked into this photo booth. I was like, let me see what this is about. And it was actually great. And it's like something so fun about, you know, having to wait a minute and like having this analog film process and like print out for you. But yeah, I posted those pictures of me on my Instagram, and and then I archived it. I like took it down because some stranger wrote like, did this guy really go into a photo booth by himself? And I was like, oh, is this weird that I did this? So I took it down while I was pondering it.
And then I was like, why did you take that down? It was amazing. And by the way, you know who else used to go into photo booths by himself? Andy Warhol.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'm not going to curse, but
Thank you.
this moron who decides that like everybody needs the blessing of his opinion of
Right.
what Leo's
That's just social media nowadays. But you guys should look at it. The Instagram is at Old Friend Photo Booth, and it's posting everyone's pictures, and they're so beautiful, and people are like going there like in glam and like getting pictures done, and it's really cute.
And we went today, and I got there a little bit before you guys, as
Yeah.
it turned out, and the line wasn't that bad at all. You were a little bit nervous that we were going to hog it because you were being considerate for all the people behind us.
Yeah.
But I warned them. I was like, listen, guys, there are 3 of us. So a lot. Pretend we're 3 separate people. And they're like, that's okay. Don't worry.
Yeah.
Even though I don't know when this airs, but I'll tell you a very nice thing that happened during Yom Kippur.
Okay.
This is super after, but so Yom Kippur, you know, first of all, speaking of lines, my mother and dad, I put them up at the 60 LES, which is next to the synagogue. It's a hotel because it's too far of a walk for them, and my parents don't drive on Yom Kippur. And my mom, during the day, went for a walk around Soho, and she said to me, it's just lines for everything. There's just lines.
Prada store, line. Apple store,
Line. Food pantry. All of a sudden you see people online waiting for food. And then then another line for Prada, and then another line for some bakery. My mom was just in shock at the lines everywhere. So the line thing is a thing, these lines.
Yeah.
Katz's Deli has a line that is so crazy.
Yeah.
I don't get that.
Me
line.
neither. But what was I saying? So in Yom Kippur, I go to shul, I go to synagogue, and I pray. And I have like a little corner I'm in. So I don't like see everybody. I'm up front, and I'm just praying. And I'm singing a lot. I sing along with the cantor. Everything is very sing-alongy. It's not like solo cantor stuff. And all of a sudden someone taps me and says, your husband's working security outside. And I know that the rabbi hired like armed men to be, but I guess one of them came late to his shift. There were 2 shifts. And it was just when Leo came to see if maybe I was done and he'd walk me home.
Oh.
But out of nowhere, like I'm in almost like a rave mode where I'm just singing and praying and going back and forth and like in the whole thing. And all of a sudden someone tapped me, was your husband's outside? And I went to see, and I got a breath of fresh air. And because the air conditioning was just blowing on me, I had like the towels over my head because I didn't want to. And then all of a sudden I just see Leo outside in shorts coming from the gym. He goes, I thought you'd be dumb and I would walk you home. And
you think I would know run of show for the high holidays? It's been 9 years now that we've been together, and every year I'm confused by the schedule. I don't understand. I feel like it's not the same time every year. The services start and end different times. Like, so I showed up early and I was standing outside. I thought I was gonna like intercept you on the way home.
Luckily he came.
Were you armed?
Oh, no, but I got these guns on me.
Guns on, yeah. So Leo's standing outside the synagogue, his gym bag hanging on the fence. And he's like working security.
I love
Dressed in
that.
all black,
Obviously.
sunglasses.
Yeah.
I looked like security.
Yeah, I would avoid.
And Gav was like, can you actually stand here for a second? And I was like, yeah, but I don't know what any of the members' faces look like.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
But you can tell. It's a vibe check.
Yeah.
You just vibe check when someone's walking in. You can tell if they're going to be crazy. But there was a lot of police and a lot of security there. So it was really good. But it was just cute. It was a cute moment I just had, like in the middle of Yom Kippur, just to see in the middle of prayer, Leo shows up.
And then you went back inside?
I went right back inside. Yeah.
How many hours were you in
I was there
synagogue?
from 9 to 3.
Wow.
Yeah, it was a long service.
Is it usually that long?
Yeah, that's what it is.
The fasting on Yom Kippur to me is like pretty extreme because you're not even allowed to drink water or brush your teeth. And even the Catholics are like, you can drink water and brush your teeth.
I know, but it's a whole thing.
You got that Yom Kippur breath.
It's Yom Kippur. Everybody's breath is like
yum.
literally.
It's hard for me to go into a synagogue during Yom
Yeah.
Kippur because it stinks.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's a very special time. I think it's one of the most amazing days, Yom Kippur. It's the day that Satan has off. Satan has one day off. That's the day he has off. So that's why he clocks out. That's the day he has off. So you go to synagogue all day because you can pray directly to God without having intervention of Satan. And so you don't eat. So that doesn't
Where do you
get
think
in the
Satan
way.
goes on his day off? Saint Tropez?
The Prada store. I didn't know that. I thought Jews didn't believe in Satan.
It's the evil inclination, the Eight Sahara, the bad energy of the world.
Who's giving him the day off?
That's the day he has off.
We should look into giving him more PTO.
I would give him a lot of days off, but there's
Is
one
that
day.
true?
So, yes, it's 100%.
He can work from
That's a
home
day
if he
he has.
wants.
That's a day that Satan, the evil inclination, the evil powers of the world have off, and the day that they have full reign is Tisha B'Av, the ninth day of Av. That's the day.
Which is like a whole week.
No, it's just one day. There's 9 days that lead up to it, but that one day is. But Yom Kippur is Satan's day off. It's like he clocks out that day, and so you want to not be eating and hanging at home. That's the day you want to go and pray and be like, yes, forgive us, help us, this and that to God, because you have a direct
Interesting.
line to Him without all that interference.
That's so interesting. Okay. I fasted between lunch and dinner.
I love that everybody was inviting me to a break fast way before the fast was
Right,
over.
right.
Hey, we're doing a 5 o'clock break fast. Why don't you come by? I'm like, because
I went to one of those while I waited for you to get done with shul.
after lunch, he went to break the fast at 5 o'clock with Michael Hoffman.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So, okay, whatever works for you. At least you
Listen,
understand. What?
any excuse for me to eat pastrami lox, I'm there.
Fair enough.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
I just would like to say shout out to 6th Street Synagogue, which I had never been to before.
Which is amazing.
It's so beautiful.
Yeah.
It's such a vibe. It's so cool. Like it feels like so New York-y.
It's because of Gav.
It's because of Gav. Gav made that place so special and so amazing. 6th Street Synagogue between 2nd and 1st Avenue. And I keep saying New York is like, it's so gross, garbage, homeless, rats everywhere. But then you pop in somewhere and it's like you're in a different place in the world. It's like Fantasy Island. You have restaurants, and all of a sudden you're walking between garbage and rats, and you enter this restaurant, and you're like, wow, look at this. Look at the lighting. Look at the seats. Look at the whole thing. And 6th Street Synagogue is like you just walk in, there's a big red building. You'd never know. You walk in there, and it's like, whoa. Wow, this is like a vibe. And then everybody's so accepting. And so Jared Fried came for Yom Kippur. Eric Newman came for Yom Kippur.
It was a comedy lineup.
Ilan Altman came for Yom Kippur. Olga Maynor was there. Leah Forrester. A lot of comedians were at the synagogue, and it was very special, the Yom Kippur service we had.
And did they stay also from 9 to 3?
No, this was Friday night. This was the
okay.
Kol Nidre services, which is only about an hour and change.
That's doable.
And it's all singing along too, and
that
really
I could do.
cute
I could
and
do
fun.
an hour.
And it was really, really special. It was very, 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 very nice. Yeah. That's it.
And what did you eat at breakfast other than?
So let's discuss that too. It's such a shame.
Can I ask why we're eating bagels at 7 o'clock at night?
I want to tell you something. That I would love to change.
On that?
It's only because I love my family and my mother loves it, and that she gets to see her grandchildren. It's all in my apartment, and there's after breaking the fast, the best way to do is just a big cup of water, a nice bowl of soup, and you're done. Now I enter my house. My mom has a spread of bagels, lox, herring, everything that's like, and I'm just gonna have soup. I'm just gonna have a little bit, and then before you know it, you sit there and you just start shoving food down your throat.
On the Dana Bash, did I say her name?
Yeah.
Right? Episode, we spoke about gefilte fish and that I actually do like gefilte fish, but herring is where I draw the line.
Oh, herring is so good.
That is... Like, I could throw up a little bit just thinking about it, actually. And I had to open the jar for your mom because she's like, I can't open this. And I had to, like, pop it open. And it was like...
Herring is so good.
Pickled herring, yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
It's like slimy.
What, and gefilte fish
It's
isn't?
so good.
No,
my
fish
mom
isn't slimy.
No,
Gives you a little bit
it
of
could
a
come
bite.
with slime, but but my mom makes it without slime.
Oh, your mom is making the herring?
No, that's not, how do you make herring? Herring is a fish. It's cut up.
But then you pickle it. You like
it's pickled and sometimes with a cream sauce. And it's
yeah.
very delicious. I feel so bad for this engineer who's never heard. We usually our podcasts
we're auditioning a new studio,
for the
but
new
they're
studio.
also
They're like
auditioning
I hope
us.
they never call back.
Yeah, it's not like I wouldn't say we knocked it out of the park.
No, this is usually our podcast. We are not looking to. There's no there's the politics and there's nothing groundbreaking. We're not looking to aggravate anybody. This is for Orthodox women that are walking their dogs. Who are your listeners? Orthodox women that are walking their dogs. This is what they listen to while they're walking their dogs. Which is so funny because Orthodox women usually do not have dogs.
They don't?
They have children.
Right.
They have lots of children.
Oh, I wrote a new joke for
okay.
because you know how I opened the shows in Australia?
Yeah.
Did I talk about that on the podcast?
Yeah. But what's the new joke?
So in Australia, Modi Offstage goes, ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. And then he goes, and please help me welcome my manager, Leo. And then I walk on stage and I go, hi, yes, I'm Modi's manager, producer, and full-time husband. And for some reason that gets a laugh. And then I was like, it's great to be down here in Australia. I've been really looking forward to these shows because with the time difference down here, we don't have so much of an age gap.
That's very funny.
And then I got a big laugh. And then I made some other like jokes and I said, keep your phones away, enjoy the show. It was like 3 minutes. But I want to do a lot. So I want to do something at the Beacon in December. But I'm trying to workshop this line because people always, they're like, wow, what's it like being married to Modi? Like everyone loves him. Like my mom loves him. My dad loves him. I go, my parents love him. I'm like, yeah, Modi's a hit with everyone's parents, just not mine.
Funny.
Because he's never met my parents.
But I mean, I think that maybe you want to
but no one has that context.
Right. I think that you just need like a word or two, like my, extremely Catholic parents or like something that.
How do you
maybe
say
I need to preface
very
that.
from parents and Catholic, like very religious parents?
Radical extremist Catholics?
No,
Right.
not extremists.
They are extremists.
No, I know they are, but there's like a phrase.
Devout Catholics.
Devout.
Thank you.
We're coming back.
We're coming back. We have to come back.
Devout Catholics.
Yes,
Devout
that's
Catholics.
So
it.
how would I word it? So
exactly
I would go,
what you just said, but just preface it with
My devout Catholic parents aren't
beg
big
to
fans.
differ.
Aren't no fans. Fans is the joke. The word is fans. So that's where you're going to get the laugh on the fans. So Modi's a big hit with parents, but not my devout Catholic, but not my devout.
See, it's a little hard, a little tricky.
It's Modi. Everybody loves Modi.
If I were workshopping, if you're coming to the Beacon Show, laugh hard at this part.
Everybody's parents love Modi, except for my devout. No, it's.
My mom loves you. My dad loves you. My parents love you. I go, yes, Modi's a hit with everyone's parents, just not mine. It needs a little bit of something up front.
It needs, just not mine.
Yeah, just not mine is funny.
Just not mine is actually
just
good.
Not mine. Period.
See?
That's it.
And then I had another joke.
No, but before that, we have to know. You have to say something
I gotta set
before
something
that
up.
that you either don't talk to them or they're devout Catholic or.
No, but he's not doing a set.
Well, it sounds like he's doing a type 5.
He's not doing. It's less than 5. You guys don't know. 5 minutes is a huge
Maybe
amount
it will be
of
5
time.
minutes by then because I haven't even gotten to my other joke I'm going to do.
Okay, let's see. What's the other joke?
It's in the same vein, like what people. What's it like being married to Modi? Like my parents love him, whatever. And I go, and people have said to me, "Did you marry Modi for his money?" And I go, "Are you crazy? He married me for technical support. He doesn't know how to use his phone, or email, or his Google Calendar."
All right.
That's a recycled joke.
Which is a recycled joke from my special. I don't know. Yeah, that could work. It could definitely work. Luckily, you have 3 nights. We will be at the Beacon on the 17th, 18th, and 19th. By now, I'm sure they are all sold. But as of now, there's a few tickets left for the 17th.
You also said when I said that picture of Modi at 6th Street Synagogue is so great. There's a photo of you taken by Lemore Garfinkel.
Yeah,
very great photo.
It's an incredible photo of you in 3 different outfits in front of the on the
in front of the Arona Kodesh, the ark where the Torah is held.
And I was like, Leo, this is so amazing. How come you don't have one of these in your house?
Oh,
you know what he
God,
said to
it's
me?
the last thing we need.
What did I say?
What did he say?
That's what he said.
The last thing we need?
He said, I look at Modi enough.
There's many comedians or actors or people who their house is filled with pictures
Their
of
own
them.
memorabilia?
Yeah.
That's psychotic.
With pictures of them with other like celebrities, and it's like it's like a thing. Don Rickles, there's a video of him like showing somebody every picture of everybody he's ever been with, and that's the entire house.
Right.
When I go home, I want it to be like our sacred little.
But this is like a very artistic, like it looks like it could have been in like a Vogue spread or something. It's like a very cool.
I'm gonna have to get it and like superimpose it onto
this clip. Yeah. Yeah,
and he goes, I look at Modi enough.
I feel, you understand, Leo, so Leo is my husband, producer, manager, but so all day long, even when he's not talking to me, he's looking at me. He's editing videos. He's putting a picture of me to some show. There's a link with my name on it. So then so that's why I try to avoid him sometimes, because then I'm like, I feel like he needs a break from my help. He needs a break from my face.
I never need a break from your face.
No, but I feel like, oh my God.
Because sometimes you're talking to me and I'm also listening to you on my computer screen and I'm like.
Yeah, so it's hard.
So
we don't need a wall with a picture of me too. And so we have art.
I do think that's like a certain level of fame though that's pretty interesting, and they touch on that in Hacks.
Yeah.
Where like she has the wall of famous people. And I think you have to be like the right level of famous to like have that in your house and get away with it. Because there are like wealthier, like well-connected people who like have probably met all these people. But like if you were to have a gallery wall in your house of all those moments, it's like a little gauche.
I feel like that's
but
like
if you're
for
like
your
Jimmy
in one
Fallon,
office. It's in one office.
Yes, I think those are pictures for your office, not for your house.
I have a picture of the Rebbe. That's all I need. That's my inspiration. I don't need to know that. Remember that I was with James Gandolfini and all these different people that I've been. I have those pictures. I just don't want them on my wall. I just don't. We have it. The garage in Connecticut has a few pictures that
we haven't even spoken about Connecticut on the podcast.
Oh, sounds like you just spoke about
we just
Connecticut.
began. How much time do we have left?
Another like 20 minutes.
No. Well, Connecticut.
What would you like to say about
Connecticut
Modi?
content. Well, we have a special place in Connecticut where we live on a dirt road.
Okay.
We bought a place, and it's in the town. It's a nice, good town. But where we live is like a little bit on a dirt road.
Okay.
Like a mile in from one place and much more from another place. Like a super like long, but next to a river. It's a beautiful dirt road, but you're on a dirt road.
Okay.
So unless you know that it's like, people get scared their first time coming to the house. Like, where did these two idiots buy a house? So, but living on the dirt road, there's a few fun things that happen. So when you're living on a dirt road and you're driving and you pass somebody else, it's understood that you are both living in this area with a dirt road. So when you drive by, you have to acknowledge them. But the way you do it is like you open your palm on the steering wheel, and it's like a lazy heil. It's like a lazy little heil. Now, some parts of the road are a little more narrow.
Okay.
So they might have to zig a little bit so you can get by. Then you got to pick up, if they zig, you got to zig heil. You got to heil a little higher. That's a medium heil. Yeah, zig, heil, higher, zig, heil. And then like, if it's so narrow that they actually have to pull over so you can pass by, you got to go full blown, stretch out your hand and say, thank you, give a full blown heil. And that's in Connecticut. But the garage is going to be obviously, even though there's a gym in the house, we're making the garage more of a gym. It's bigger.
Okay.
And we might be hanging some pictures that fans have sent.
In the gym.
Yeah, in the garage gym
Okay.
area. Yeah. So
You're not going to have like an office in there? You don't really get an office.
I don't need it really. You saw my corner. Leo opens up his laptop. It's an office, even though he has a full blown office there. Which, by the way, when we got all of our furniture, there was one day, so when we have to plan on being up there, of course, our furniture, everything was showing up the day Leo was launching the tour. So Leo's in his office upstairs, closed, doors closed. I'm downstairs, there's like 8 different people. One's working on the locks, one's working on the doors, one's working in the garage, and then movers are coming in. I'm trying to get them to help me move one bed from this bedroom to that bedroom so we can get this bed in here. And it's like smearing all of them, to help me do more than they're supposed to do. Leo comes out of the room at 3:00. It's like boom, the house is all just in place. Right or wrong?
It was cute.
It was cute. It's like he's literally launching the tour up there with UTA and with all the social media, and it just comes downstairs. Boom, the house is in place.
Wow.
Dining room table, chairs, sofas, beds, everything is all like landed in its place.
That's impressive.
Yes, it is.
Modi's good at stuff like that.
I'm good at that.
I'm not. So that's where we have
But
to
the
debate.
Wi-Fi and the TV, good luck on that. That Leo handled all that. Yeah, internet.
There's separation of church and state.
Exactly. I don't know.
Should we go through tour dates?
Tour dates, yes.
Wait, I want to say one other thing.
Go ahead.
First of all, I'm bringing you to my house because it's still like a pile of wood. I
will say it's much easier to do work not in the city. If first I was really feeling bad for you that you have to do all this work, but the fact that it's a house, there's no board and there's no elevator and it's going to be much easier than you think. The few things we've done, it's just so easy that it's your own house. Every construction I've ever done has been in a co-op or a condo in Manhattan.
I'm sure that makes it more of a nightmare.
A nightmare. But this is in your house is. I'm wishing it's going to be much easier for you.
Well, we'll see.
I think you're going to be more difficult on them than they are on you.
No, I'm not at all. I'm very not difficult. Just ask my husband. Okay. This is what I want to tell you. I saw a little meme and it made me think of you. It was a picture of the Rebbe.
Yeah.
And it said somebody asked the Rebbe that like all of these people who only go to synagogue on Yom Kippur, that they're like dressing up like Jews. They're not like, they don't do anything all year, and it's like they're not really Jews. They're dressing up because it's Yom Kippur. And you know what he said to them?
What?
He said, no, they're dressing up every other day of the year. The day that they go to synagogue is really... how they are. I thought
That's
that
like
was
the
really
Catholics
sweet.
who only come to church Christmas and Easter.
Right.
The
Yeah, but
touristers.
I think that there's something so nice about the way that you're Jewish
Yeah.
because you're so like inclusive of the way that everybody else is Jewish. And I think that, one of the things that I see with all of the comments is that like people are like so judgmental and they have no idea what they're talking about. And it's just so much garbage. And I think that it's such a nice way to be.
There's 15 million Jews and 15 million ways to be Jewish. That's
One of the ways is buying tickets to Modi's shows.
100%.
We're going to be in Zurich November 4th,
out.
London November 6th,
Sold out.
Skokie, Illinois November 13th and 14th,
Tickets still available.
St. Paul, Minnesota November 24th, Montreal November 30th and December 1st.
Yes.
Then we go to Denver, Colorado December 5th. Then we're in New York City December 17, 18, and 19 at the Beacon Theater. The Beacon Theater, girl.
Okay.
We'll be debriefing on that. Then we go to Texas in January. We're in
Yes.
Austin, January 21st. Houston, January 23rd. Phoenix, Arizona, February 2nd. Tampa, Florida, which is still standing, February
Is it?
13th.
Did you check on the theater?
Yeah, the venue's fine. We're going to still be doing a show. Then we go to Fort Lauderdale. By the time this airs, we actually will have added a fourth show in Fort Lauderdale, February 16th
If not more.
and 17th
If not more.
and 18. Yep. Then after Fort Lauderdale, I have to click load more. Then we zip back across the pond to London to do a repeat show for everyone who couldn't get tickets for the November show at the Palladium.
Yep.
We do February 27th in London again. Then we are in Baltimore, March 2nd, Las Vegas, March 8th, Los Angeles, March 20th. I get a lot of requests for LA. Then we're in Connecticut at Hartford, the Bushnell Theater, March 23rd, Pittsburgh, March 26th, Buffalo, March 27th, Toronto, March 30th, and by the time this airs, we will have added the March 31st show. So 2 shows
Wow.
in Toronto.
Yes,
And that's the tour.
And that's it. Everything's available on modilive.com. Fun new space. We just we're did
little training wheel
a little
session.
training wheel session here, and we just
We covered a lot of ground.
yeah, we should not be hanging out with you before we do a podcast. We like podcasted ourselves to death before getting here. Everybody, I love you for listening, and thank you for being such great friends, family, fans, and followers. The 4 Fs.
Wow.
Yeah.
We love alliteration.
We love that stuff. modilive.com for everything you need. You can get your tickets there or hock them a chinik on that. And we'll see you all soon at the shows. Lots of love and Mashiach energy. Thank you again to our sponsors, A&H and Whites in Luxembourg.
Bye.
Bye.